I welcome you all to this show, the Girati Talk Show, a show that is meant to inspire, motivate, and also sensitize people on very developmental projects. Today, I have the CEO of MAVTECH Planet Limited, who is called Jonah Kasinga. He is going to tell us more about MAVTECH Planet. MAVTECH Planet Limited is a company that develops software, does web hosting and web designing. It also does very many IT programs. So, Jonah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, briefly tell us what you do at MAVTECH.
MAVTECH Planet Limited is an ICT company that specializes in software development. We develop software solutions, what is commonly known as apps. Yeah, we develop them. We also develop websites, and then we host these websites. So basically, it's software development for different organizations, then website designing and also hosting.
Okay. So, you're among the co-founders of MAVTECH Planet Limited.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually not just the founder, but then also the chief executive officer.
Okay.
Yeah, like he must have meant to have been part of it from the start.
Yes. So, how did you start up this company?
Well, MAVTECH Planet is something that started as an idea. It's something I always had in mind. The issue of software development started before MAVTECH Planet. Yeah, so this was just a name that came in along the way. But software as a career came in some time back before MAVTECH Planet came up. After me thinking in terms of software is something that is just beyond passion, something that can earn me a living, as I also develop solutions that can work for people out there and make maybe their work a bit easier. Yeah, when I kept on doing that, after some time I realized I need to go for more. I need to, if I'm to really keep relevant in this field and maybe think even bigger and get far much more bigger and cover bigger ground, then I need to go for more. And that's how MAVTECH Planet came up.
Okay, so why did you start up the company?
Why did I start up the company, MAVTECH Planet specifically?
Yes.
Like I said earlier, I was developing software first. I started developing software way back at university. Yeah, I started developing simple applications that could earn me a living. At first, I was doing that for fun. After some time, it started earning me some little upkeep. Yeah, so when it kept on doing that, at a certain time, I got what I call locked out of a given deal, a deal that I felt was far much more bigger. Something I felt was life-changing. There's that money that comes in and it's indeed life-changing. So I got that kind of deal, and unfortunately I didn't have a certificate of incorporation, and yet it was one of the requirements. I had done so well, presented the idea so well, what we usually call pitching.
Yes.
I had done that so well and convinced the panel, and those people were ready to get into business with me. Unfortunately, when they requested for the details of things like certificate of incorporation, things like a TIN, basically for the documentation purposes, I didn't have them. That's when it struck me that I really needed to go for one, register a company, and that's how MAVTECH Planet came about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how did you find the process of starting up a company?
It was a whole learning process, not just challenging, but it was also a whole learning process. I got to first of all, doing that whole paperwork, I got to learn I couldn't do this. I got frustrated. At first, I thought I would do it all. I could go ahead and come up with what we call articles of assertion, those things, that whole documentation. It's something I didn't know, of course. I didn't know how to come up with all that documentation. I was trying to learn on job till it struck me that maybe I could get someone to do that work for me. Yeah, I got someone to do that whole registration process. Beyond that, I realized I couldn't work alone. This was now a company. It was beyond just the Jonah who would work as a freelancer or a freelance programmer running to getting your contact, for example, and maybe you're calling me and so okay, I need this kind of app developed for me. So I was going beyond that whole transitioning from just developing apps for an individual or developing them as me, that whole thing. When I crossed over to MAVTECH Planet, this is a stage I was reaching, and I realized, okay, fine, now I can't work alone. So now I had to think
Look
so
for
much
a
of,
team.
okay, now I have to form a team. I need to come up with a team to help me here and there. I need a team to do the marketing. This is a software company, but I just don't need to have software developers on the team alone. I need a person to do the marketing for me. Then after getting all that, the marketing was sorted, the software development was sorted, and I realized, okay, fine, what happens when we are all in the field? So I had to think of how to come up with that whole team. Yeah, so the beginning was never easy, and that whole thing was that whole transitioning was it was a learning process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long has the company been operating?
As an incorporated entity, we got incorporated in 2016, but like I said earlier, the idea was in right from 2012. Yeah, so the incorporation found us 4 years already doing this. Yeah.
Some of the missions and the aims of getting this company into operating.
At MAVTECH Planet, we have a tagline where we say beyond your imagination when it comes to developing software. We believe uh, we believe that on each day, wherever there is data being worked with, then we should give a solution. So the mission at the end of the day is to make sure that at least everyone is having work done so easily at work. Yeah. For example, we look at one app that we've developed as a solution. If it is to come over to your end as an institution, then it should be able to help you do a lot of work a little bit much more easier. That is something that we really look at, and usually we are working towards that kind of direction as a company.
Okay. So what are some of the products that MAVTECH has worked on since it started working?
Our solutions, actually, wherever there is a problem, we've always tried to show up. Our solutions range from education. For example, in education, we have a product called MAVRESS. Yeah, MAVRESS, that is a software for schools. It helps them to produce these computerized report cards. It helps them monitor their finances. For example, school fees collection, then expenditures, tracking those things. Yeah, that is the MAVRESS. It mainly works for schools, and it's a software we've been running for some time. We have a good number of schools already using it. We've done some work in the banking sector, where we've done a product called MAVSOL.
Okay, MAVSOL.
Yeah, MAVSOL is for SACCOs, then microfinance institutions, then money lenders. Yeah, these people actually, we of late are really adopting that product called the MAVSOL. We kept on convincing them. We came to realize that they would keep writing in the books. They were acting in a very crude way. They keep writing in a book. For example, if you borrowed money from him, they would write in a book, and over time they would keep losing track. So MAVSOL works for such people. We've got MAVPOS.
MAVPOS.
Yes, MAVPOS. MAVPOS is for supermarkets. Then these other retail shops. I'm dealing in electronics. For example, having a dairy shop. Those shops, MAVPOS got them sorted. We have MAVOSA. MAVOSA comes in two different kinds. We've got MAVOSA for hotels. Yeah, handling that whole setup of hotel, bar, restaurant, then the lodging actually, what other people call accommodation. We've got MAVOSA for hotels. Then we've got MAVOSA, which is for hospitals and clinics.
MAVOSA.
Yes, MAVOSA for hospitals and clinics. Okay. That is another product of ours that is in the medical sector. MAVPHAM is also in the medical sector. For pharmacies, it helps them to keep track of their drugs and maybe another sundries they might be selling. Yeah, so there's MAVPHAM for them as well. We also have an online school that we run. It's called the Brain Planet. Yeah, it's called the Brain Planet. Now this one cuts across. It's including everyone, because we believe education cuts across. Everyone is somehow connected to someone who is in school. Yeah, so we've got that product called the Brain Planet. It's out there, and basically what the Brain Planet is doing, it's doing the online tutoring. It's bringing school to wherever someone is. Okay. Yeah, for example, if you're in primary, or you've got a little boy or a little girl in primary school, you could visit the Brain Planet. You'll get content. You'll get a teacher there to be able to support you.
So it cuts across all institutions?
Yes, right from baby class up to senior 6.
Okay.
Yes, we are not leaving those little ones out. Right from baby up to senior 6, they're all sorted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been the usability of these products of yours? Are the people acknowledging them, or still it needs a lot of pushing?
Well, from the start, at first it was really hard getting out into the population. I told you we got incorporated in 2016. However, software is something I started doing in 2012. Software for money, basically, not for fun. Earning out of software is something I started in 2012. Those are 8 years ago. 8 years ago, software wasn't a very popular kind of thing out here. It was something people were just trying to learn to use, and something people were struggling to appreciate. They were even struggling to understand it, first of all. Yeah, but over time, People have started adopting it. For example, that product, the MAVRESS, which is in the education sector, it was our very first product, very first commercial product. And we've built a client base around it. Right now, we boast of over 50 schools that are being supported by that product.
Okay.
Yeah. However, these schools are spread. Mbarara and several other districts. Yeah. Then you find all these other products trying to have clients. So the usability, this product is something that is really trying to pick up over time. Our industry is still an industry that people are still trying to adjust to. The Brain Planet, well, they are somehow the audience is growing day by day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you develop this product specifically, the MAVRESS, the MAVPOS? Was it time back or you just developed them?
These products in software we have what we call a software development life cycle. It's a cycle; it does not end. Yeah, these products have always undergone development. However, maybe if I'm to say when they were introduced, the MAVRESS has been here for about these are now 7 years. The MAVRESS is available and being used out there. That's when we rolled out the first version of the MAVRESS 7 years ago. It has undergone several it has undergone a lot of fine tuning after that. The MAVPHAM followed after that. After the MAVRESS, the MAVPHAM followed after that. It has also existed for about 5 years now. We have the MAVSOL is the youngest, and it has spent about 4 years on the market.
Okay.
Yeah, since its first version was released.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are those different attributes that MAVTECH has from other IT companies?
We specialize. We are doing only software.
So that is good. How can you rate the market of the company?
It's growing steadily. It's growing steadily.
What do you think are some of the reasons as to why it is growing steadily?
Specializing in software has helped us to focus more. So developing our own products has helped us to be able to give what we call user support. It's very easy if a user's needs change. For example, if today a person had a diary shop, then tomorrow he says, no, I want that package now to include my farm. We're able to handle that so well because the products are done by us.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
okay. So how are you dealing with the competition? Because there is a poor mentality where people think that our products, our own best products, are not as good as products that are from abroad. How are you dealing with the competition?
Yeah, that thing actually affected us, but over time we've learned how to fight it. One, we're having a client base already. We are not new in the market. So if, for example, client X, who maybe has a clinic, is telling us now this product might not work for me. For as long as we already have some clients already using it, we can always send him to go and find out from that client. We can always have people to refer to. Then at times also to erase doubts, we do what we call trials for certain clients. When we look at a person as a really potential client, we give you a product and we say, okay, fine, look here, this is our product. We know it's going to work, and for us, we know it works because it has already worked for some people out there. We believe it will work for your institution as well. So let's give it to you. Try to use it for a month and see what will happen. Some people still think computers come with these softwares. Yeah, that's also a very big challenge that we met when it came to penetrating this market. It was a very big challenge for us. Someone thinks software has come with already computers. So when you tell him you're going to develop it for him, he imagines, how is this guy going to do it? It might be a lie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how have you managed to keep pushing via this competition, this everything, starting up a company? How have you managed to keep on pushing and reach where you are?
One thing that I kept on having at the back of my mind is I'll make it no matter what. Yeah, the other thing I always kept telling myself, this thing is going to work and this thing must work.
And there are scenarios of those times when you could do something and it doesn't work and you're discouraged.
Yeah, they would come in, but each time I would sit back and go to bed. I would wake up and remind myself that it's either this thing works out or I'm done.
So you haven't had any product that has flopped.
Yeah, I've had them.
So how do you deal with them?
I actually pick the positive from it. I get to know why it has flopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you see MAVTECH Planet in the next 5-10 years to come?
Okay, actually, when you look at MAVTECH Planet, first we look at it as a whole planet of things when you come to software. Yeah, and we usually prefer looking at it from the other way around. We are looking at the world coming into MAVTECH Planet. Yeah, rather than MAVTECH Planet
going into
yeah,
the
joining
world.
the world. We are looking at everyone joining MAVTECH Planet. Yeah, whenever we get a client of software, for example, we believe you've now joined the planet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we believe. So, you said 5 years?
Yes.
5 years from now, we are looking at uh, covering the other bit of the world and having it become part of the planet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with the ignorance of people not knowing how to deal with these softwares? Most of the time, most of the people, they are not into IT that much. So how do you deal with those people, yet they need the softwares? How do you deal with those people?
Each time we move out to market, we do marketing in two kinds of ways. We do marketing in form of selling our products, and we do marketing in form of explaining to people what software is.
That's a good thing. So let us go for a short break. We will be right back to know what MAVTECH does in detail and more about the company. Welcome back from that short break. Right now we are going to talk about MAVTECH Planet's products in details. Uh, before the break, we talked about them, but it wasn't so much into detail. So I'm going to ask the CEO to tell us about the product.
Okay, like I said earlier, we've developed products along different areas. In education, we have the MAVRESS.
Okay.
Yeah, MAVRESS is a package that cuts across right from pre-primary up to senior six. We also have MAVRESS for the tertiary institutions. What MAVRESS does, it helps to automate the whole process of report card generation. Yeah, it will go ahead and rank these learners. It will calculate the averages, the totals, that whole thing. That work is done by the MAVRESS. The same MAVRESS goes ahead to monitor the finances of a school, of an academic institution. Okay. Yeah, you're able to find out who has paid and who hasn't yet paid fees. You're also able to track your expenditures. All that is done within the MAVRESS. This is how interesting it is. When a person does fees payment, for example, their fees balance goes direct to the report card. Yeah, so that at the end of the day, the report card that is printed, it can show the fees balances, and it is also able to show someone's fees structure or fees bill for that matter. Then for schools that are especially private schools, we've learned with experience that at times maybe they want to limit maybe the printing of report cards. Yeah, to those who have maybe not yet cleared the fees. Yeah, that is also catered for within the MAVRESS. Yeah. Now this MAVRESS here, during deployment, we usually deploy it in two different kinds of ways. Yeah, we take note that at times we have these directors or school stakeholders who are never on site. Yeah. So the MAVRESS helps them to monitor their school from just a smartphone. They're able to do that from wherever they are. They don't have to show up at school, for example, to get to know how many learners have paid fees or how much has been collected so far within the school. All that is sent to them on phone from wherever they are at a given time. We have the MAVPHAM. MAVPHAM works in pharmacies. Yeah, a normal pharmacy out there will deal in these tablets, then maybe items which are not tablets, things like cotton wool, things like maybe syringes, yeah, such things, which at times they try to generalize as sundries or usables. Yeah, so a normal pharmacy will deal in such items.
So yeah, when you buy them, you put them in the system and then it keeps track of the expiry date?
Exactly. So the MAVPHAM will take note of your stock. At a time T, you'll be able to find out how many units of paracetamol maybe you're having, how many you sold out, and maybe how many units of the same drug that you stocked in. Then you receive alerts when you're running out of stock. Yeah, so that you don't have to just remember that you've run out of stock when maybe a client is standing in front there. It is so embarrassing. Then you also get alerts when maybe you're running, maybe when the drugs are nearing expiry.
Okay, so it's only used in the pharmacies, not in the hospital.
the MAVPHAM is specific to the pharmacy.
Okay.
Yeah, the MAVPHAM is specific to the pharmacy. Now we have hospitals or clinics that have pharmacies.
Yes.
Yeah. Now if you have a pharmacy but it's existing in a clinic or in a hospital, we don't give you the MAVPHAM. We give you another package which we call MAVOSA.
MAVOSA.
Yes, MAVOSA. Now this MAVOSA will have the module of the MAVPHAM into it, but it will also go ahead and handle admissions, for example. It will handle these other services that you render out to clients, maybe things like consultancy, things like you run tests. All those are handled within the MAVOSA. But now this time around, we are having everything connected together with the other MAVPHAM or together with the pharmacy, so that you're able to tell how much you're making from the pharmacy, how much you're making from the lab, how much you're making from the radiology department, what other people call scan.
So what is the difference between the MAVOSA and the MAVPHAM?
MAVPHAM is specific to a pharmacy. I have a pharmacy, for example, as Jonah, I might run a pharmacy that is specific, like just a pharmacy. When you run a pharmacy, it's not a must that you're running a clinic.
Clinic, yes.
Yeah. However, you might have a clinic that has a pharmacy section. Or you may have a hospital that has a pharmacy section. You sell tabs in one section and you also handle anything. You have gloves in there. Yeah, so all that. So that's when we give you the MAVOSA.
Okay, so about the MAVOSA, you were talking about the tests. How does it work?
What we do actually, we generate within the MAVOSA, we generate what we call a lab sheet. A lab sheet usually has the tests, then the different prices that are attached to a given test.
Yes.
Yeah. So when, for example, you show up at the medical facility, your data will be punched into the MAVOSA from the reception as you're waiting at the doctor's room. The doctor will actually decide whether you need a test or not. So in case you need a test, then the doctor will punch in your info, then it will go direct to the lab. So by the time you move to the lab, the info will be there already.
Yes, okay. Another product.
We have the MAVSOL. MAVSOL works in the banking sector, and it cuts across microfinance institutions, SACCOs. We also have the money lenders. Yeah. So the same package, MAVSOL, is revised a little to suit the needs of money lenders, for example, then upgraded back to MAVSOL to handle SACCOs. Here is what it does. It handles the savings, for example. The way different clients bring their money and deposit on a given account, it will handle those savings. Then when I come and withdraw, it also handles that record of the withdrawal. So a statement will be generated for me at the end of the day, showing all my transactions. The day I take a loan from the SACCO or from the microfinance, it helps actually the people at the SACCO or the microfinance. It helps them auto calculate and it shows them how much you should pay and how often you should pay back. Yeah. It has what we call a performance monitoring tool. This performance monitoring tool is there to, at any one time, I'm able to sit down and open it, and it tells me how much of my money meaning SACCO money, how much of our money is out there in circulation that we've lent out, how much of our principal is out there, how much do we expect to recover, how much maybe was lost in form of written off loans. That people take loans and they disappear, so usually that money is written off and that is taken as a loss. So you're able to keep track of all that, and you're able to know the progress you're making as a SACCO or as a microfinance.
Okay, yeah. That was for
that is the MAVSOL actually for the finance sector. We have the MAVPOS. MAVPOS works for retail shops, shops that deal in electronics. It works for supermarkets. It works for a normal shop.
Whenever a customer comes in my shop and then buys something, do I have to go into the record and note it down so that the system can deal with it, or it is automatic?
Actually, what is interesting with that package called the MAVPOS is that I can employ a new person today and I don't have to take them through the pricing of the different items in the shop. Yeah. For as long as I show them that you log in here and when a new item comes, you come and search it here. Okay. They'll be able to sell even when I'm not around. Yeah.
So you buy stock, you feed it in the system, and then whenever a transaction is made, you feed it in the system again, and then the system does the overall
It will balance for you the stock.
Okay. So any other product?
Yeah, the Brain Planet. There's the Brain Planet, that online school. It's something that has really impacted lives during this lockdown. Yeah, very many people have gotten to know that they can actually benefit from it. They can study from home.
You
Yeah,
developed it before the lockdown.
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. We're already looking ahead. Yeah. So the Brain Planet was there, and we kept on convincing people. They always say, no, that is something that has not yet reached us. They kept on believing it is something that is applicable still in the Western countries.
Until this
Yeah.
came.
So finally, the lockdown set in. By that time, we're having some subscribers on the platform on our online school. There are those, of course, that already embraced the idea.
Yes.
But after the lockdown setting in and people going home, then they realized, okay, fine, maybe
We
now
need it.
we can have the Brain Planet as a companion. Basically, what we do at the Brain Planet, we've got our teachers that are on the Brain Planet, and they help us. They upload content for our learners, and when our learners go there, they find the content to study, right from baby class
Okay.
up
So
to senior 6.
for someone who has to use the Brain Planet, they have to register, or it's just an online platform?
You benefit most from it after you've signed up. Yeah. We believe the Brain Planet is something we believe is a study companion. This is something that should act as a school at home. Something we believe should act as a school in your bedroom. Yeah. So using just a mobile phone, you're able to access a tutor. I prefer using the word tutor instead of teacher. You're able to access a tutor online who will, for example, give you work to keep doing.
After signing in?
Yes, after signing up.
How do you
Actually,
sign up?
we run it online, first of all, on an address of thebrainplanet.com. On thebrainplanet.com, we have a membership form which someone fills. Now, after you fill that form, we usually charge you 10,000, a small fee, yeah, to actually keep the platform up, yeah, for your membership. That 10,000 is renewable every month.
So these people keep on monitoring?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is something we are doing. Then the same teachers are helping our learners get the notes, of course, yeah, so that you're not left behind. Yeah, the notes are available. Question banks, they're available for UNEB, UCE, USCE, PLE, then mocks for the different levels. We've tried to get mocks from different reputable bodies. We have Wakisha in, we have JEB in. A lot of mock papers from different districts are set in, and they're all available on the Brain Planet. So we provide you with this content, and after you've subscribed or you're a member already of the Brain Planet, then in case you're stuck, you can ask. You're able to send in a request, and it's okay, fine.
For the case of the Brain Planet, there are some subjects that need practicals.
Yeah.
How do you deal with them? For example, a chemistry bit where you have to be in a laboratory. How do you deal with it on the Brain Planet?
Yeah, we have those learners. When we're starting out, that issue actually came up. We realized we're leaving them out. Physics, chemistry, biology, those things. Yeah, so what we did after talking to our teachers, we started coming up with what we call a virtual lab.
Okay.
Yeah, with this virtual lab, what happens is that I get my phone and I run the experiments through what we call simulation. Yeah, everything is simulated for me. Take for example, is that very popular experiment that we used to do back in the days. Maybe you want to find, we'd call it center of gravity of a meter rule, something like that, which we would use those weights, then you count the oscillations. Yeah, so something like that. So you go online, then you will be provided with the masses, something that looks like the masses, then you pick the meter rule to use. The examples first. Then there are those for you to work as you through a practice exercise. So these work through simulation, and we also charge you.
How much for the laboratory?
Now, if you're already a subscriber at 10,000, still you use the lab.
Okay.
Yeah, so the other 10,000 will work for you as well as use the lab. Yeah.
So that means you get these added advantages if you pay that 10,000.
That's why earlier on I said if you don't pay the 10,000, or if you don't become a member of the Brain Planet, then you miss out a lot. You only stop at accessing a few exercises. Yeah.
Okay. So that is it about the Brain Planet and MAVPHAM.
Yeah, that's the Brain Planet and other products that we have.
Okay. So any last words you would want to give someone to come and either use MAVTECH products, or also those people who have dreams of starting up companies?
Okay, for those who are yet to use our products, they've delayed. They were supposed to have come as late as yesterday, but they can still come. It's okay. For wherever there is any issue, we develop software, by the way. Beyond those products, we develop custom software. Custom in the sense that we shall come to your organization or to your business, and we see the way you're operating, and we develop software that is tailored to what you want. Yeah. So whoever would like to use our services, please, you can always still come. We are open. And you can still find us. Uh, for those who are thinking of starting ICT companies, specifically software, this is something that needs a lot of patience. I must say, it's not something that you will get returns immediately. No, you might not get returns immediately. If you're lucky, you will, but it's not a guarantee that you will start today and tomorrow you're already getting returns. It requires a lot of patience, which I believe is the same thing for all other businesses. The other thing I can tell whoever again is interested in taking the route of software, maybe the market is still virgin, the clients are there. Even if you came, we shall still survive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any social media platforms where people can get to you as a company?
Yeah.
MAVTECH
We exist as MAVTECH Planet on Facebook. We exist as MAVTECH Planet on Twitter. Also, we can be found. We have a presence on the internet, of course. You can find us at mavtechplanet.com. Mavtechplanet.com. We have a website that we run. Or you find us on Vuego. We are also listed there. Yeah, vuego.com. You search as MAVTECH Planet. You get to know more about us. You get to see our services, talked about at length, and how to contact us.
That was it for Jenna Kasinga, the CEO of MAVTECH Planet. For anything, inquiries, if you want to contact them, visit their website and get to know more about them, be a part of their products, and build up anything. As long as you have the dream, you have what it takes, you have the skills, you can make it. Thank you for watching. Shabahewa Erina is my name. Thank you for watching once again.